Okay, I'm going to keep this super short because, well, I don't have that much more to add to the conversation. The short story is be careful about the decisions that you're making regarding accessible technology. Okay, so I've got this video that Carla Fernandez kind of pinged me on to be like, "Hey, did you know this is happening?" And essentially, this person, his e-commerce website is being sued regarding accessibility. So, full stop, you should know that 70% of all of the lawsuits that are brought against websites for not being accessible, it's e-commerce, or at least that was the current percentage as of 2023, if I recall correctly. This situation is a little icky, it's a little touchy, and there's a few reasons why. So this guy is complaining. I don't love the name of the video. It does obviously lend a certain amount of emotion to the story, and as that business owner, I probably would feel the same way, especially if I knew nothing about accessibility and the tools. And let's be real, this isn't like a super broad topic that everybody knows about. It's not niche anymore. We are definitely seeing it grow. Accessibility is becoming more and more mainstream, but your average business owner knows nothing about it. This is actually something I'm struggling with as a business owner who is trying to help small business owners and their websites be more accessible. Well, maybe not the small business owners, but the websites be more accessible. And what I'm realizing is that they don't have knowledge about it. So instead of like selling, I'm doing some evangelizing and some educating. And this is typically what we see. He says, I'm being extorted for $40,000. And I love the disclaimer, in my opinion. And yeah, it feels pretty extortionary. So I will link this below. Essentially, he's being sued by a law firm. It may say Equal Access. I don't know. But by this person, Darnell Williams, on behalf of himself and other persons. Now, I don't know anything about this information. This just came out 7 days ago. I haven't read the entire document of the lawsuit, and I'm also hashtag I am not a lawyer. However, the crux of this is that he has an e-commerce website and he's paying about $5,000 a year to Accessibee for making his website more accessible. And this is an 11.5-minute video being frustrated about that and adding some color commentary. So we're not going to watch all of this together. So the point I want to make here is just because you add an accessibility overlay does not mean that your website is across the board accessible for people with disabilities. And that is what I think Accessibee is claiming, implying, alluding to. Maybe we're brushing over some details and maybe people don't read for critical knowledge. There's a lot of potential missed opportunities for clarity and information in this situation, right? But it comes down to the fact that the accessibility overlay is not going to fix your inherently inaccessible website. It is going to add some features, some temporary features from a third-party script that can make some situations a little bit better. But in most situations, people are not inherently using those tools because it's the way that they interact with the website, with the web, and that's normal. We seem to, as people who don't have disabilities, and like I even say that as a person with disabilities, but I say that because, well, I don't have some disabilities and I have different ones than other people. So I sometimes, even though I do this work, even though this is what I am passionate about, there are times where I don't know how to put myself in the literal other shoes or wheelchair of someone else who may have a disability that I don't know, I don't understand, and I have not personally experienced. Essentially, this guy has used Accessibee, has paid them a lot of money, $5,000 a year for an e-commerce website. Sounds really expensive, and it also did not fix any of the semantic HTML problems that exist that prevent people with accessibility technology from accessing the website. So just because you have the ability to make links more accessible and more vibrant, more visible, Why wouldn't you update the code on the website in order to do that? I literally want to hit you with the gif from Legally Blonde, What, like it's hard? Because it's not that hard. It really isn't. Some of this is a text link decoration issue. Some of this is a skip to content. There's some stuff in this video that even I'm kind of like, okay, that's questionable. Like their section headings, their categories were not clear enough. There are some parts of this that feel a little frivolous lawsuity, but don't mistake this as the same kind of situation that you may have an idea of when you hear frivolous lawsuit. This is not the situation where the woman got too hot a coffee at McDonald's, because if you actually look into the information about that case, the woman had her lady bits fused together because the liquid was so hot. It was in fact boiling. So like, don't hear frivolous lawsuit and think, oh, this is BS. It's not BS. There's a couple of things about it that feel a little squiffy, like maybe they padded their lawsuit. Again, not a lawyer, not making a judgment about this, but I highly suggest you look at this, but also consider that there was no underlying technology updated, such as the code on the website, and therefore just inserting an accessibility widget not going to make things magic. So, not saying that there's no merit to this, that the plaintiff doesn't have standing, but I am going to say that just buying your accessibility widget is not going to make your website better. In fact, it can get you sued because it breaks people's accessibility technology and it doesn't fix everything. All right, that's my opinion. I hope this is helpful. Talk to you later. Bye.